Hello, everyone, and welcome. And for all those joining us on today's full moon meditation, we've got an excellent schedule for you guys all lined up. But just to get started, I'm going to start off like I normally do every month, which is reading a quote from one of my favorite books called Paipo. And these are really good quotes to help you reflect on life and definitely help with your meditation. I try my best to select a quote that's relevant to the topic. So, our topic today is enjoy the present. And with that, the quote is stopping the mind. So, this is a quote: stopping the mind is a key to success, means that in order to obtain true inner peace within, the mind must be able to stop. Otherwise, the inner experience cannot be observed. Stop thinking, stop talking, stop doing everything as we gain nothing. Only be still, calm, and comfortable. Then we can embrace our inner experiences, which is the purpose of our life. So that is the quote of today. And just a little bit with regards to our teaching monk. Our teaching monk is Venerable Daniel. So he ordained at the age of 16 as a way of showing gratitude to his parents. And then at the age of 20, he decided to ordain and stay in robes for the rest of his life. So he committed to being a monk for life, essentially. And he studied under our most venerable Longpa Chayo. So from 2012 until today, present, he has dedicated his life to his meditation practice and to teaching people from all around the world, including monks, novices, staff, and just everyone like us as well. So one of his favorite quotes is that, or a quote that he has is, he believes that all positive life changes begins from within and that everyone can change their outer world by first changing their inner world through meditation. So with that, I would like to introduce our teaching monk, Venerable Daniel. Namaste, Venerable.
Good evening, everyone. And good morning from Thailand. Right now, I'm in the future. It's the other day. But today's topic is about the present, which is something that, as we may have heard often, is the present is actually the only time in our life that we have complete control over, right? So today, I want to get into it a little bit on how we can master being in the present through meditation, and how is it going to benefit us not only in our life, but also when we practice meditation. Because as we're going into this holiday season, I know everyone has some kind of gift, whether they're going to give some gifts or receive some gifts. And one of the greatest gifts we've got the moment that we were born. And this is something that Lompa, my master, would say often, is the greatest gift that we've gotten is the gift of life. The moment that we are born and we have, we have the opportunity to live, have the opportunity to improve ourselves. And I know many of us may have heard the quote before that every morning we're born again. So we have another chance to improve. We have another chance to get better and appreciate the things that we have. So the key about being happy not only in life, but also to meditate successfully is to try to keep your mind in the present. What do I mean by that? So let me show you just a little bit. So, for example, this holiday season, many of us will be getting gifts, right? When we get a gift, imagine you got a small gift, right? Some may react we may seem like, okay, it's a small gift. Maybe initially we may feel a little bit down, maybe we're like, the gift doesn't look that, the bow is normal, the package is small. So maybe if you think of it in a negative way, you may not want to even accept it or keep it. Or maybe you compare it to the past, in the past where you got a lot of gifts and you wanted more. You have more gifts This year you only got one gift. So you compare it to the past. So when you compare your mind in the past, what happens is you're not satisfied, you're not content, and you're not in the present. Or some of us, maybe we want a bigger gift. We think that if it's a bigger gift or the box is bigger, it would be more beneficial for us or something more special for us. So again, our mind is in the past or our mind is in the future. It's not in the present. So the key thing is, if we get a small gift, we need to learn to be content with what we have. And through that contentment, the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to accept the gift, right? We're going to accept it. We're going to keep it. And we're not going to be dissatisfied because we're happy with what we have. So the key thing in meditation is that we focus on what we have and not what's missing. So the moment you focus on what you have, you're going to appreciate what you have more. But when you focus on what's missing, for example, you want more or you want something bigger, it's going to cause you to not have contentment. And the moment that you're not content with what you have in meditation, that is when you're not going to feel comfortable. You're not going to feel still. You're not going to feel calm because your mind isn't content. So the key word here is, as we heard in the quote, right? To stop wanting, to stop anticipating. And if you want your mind to be still, the first thing is we start from comfort of our body and our mind. But every session that we start, sometimes we have a small amount of contentment or we have a small amount of comfort. For example, right now you're sitting, and after you adjust your body, maybe you're not as relaxed as another session or something in the past. Maybe you're not as relaxed as you want to be, but you're able to sit and you feel comfortable to a certain point of where you're not in pain, you're not suffering, but you can sit comfortably. So if you can't just compare to what you have right now and keep your mind in the present, it's going to make your meditation easier to progress. Does that make sense? So it's very important to accept what you have right now and don't compare to the past sessions or the past events of where you meditated, or have your mind in the future expecting and anticipating what's going to happen next. So the key thing here, other than being comfortable of both body and mind, is to be content. So when we get a small amount of relaxation, just in the beginning, the amazing thing is, even though you have a small amount of comfort or relaxation, if you are content with that gift and you accept it, and you just you're going to be able to open that gift. You're going to be able to access something that's inside of that small amount of relaxation, even though it's not as big as you want or not as much as you want. But the key thing is you're content with the gift, the present moment, and you simply accept it. And when you open it, you're going to find something that's miraculous. For example, like a diamond in that small gift. So the diamond in meditation is that the inner peace, the inner happiness that's waiting for you, even though you have just a small amount of relaxation. Or even though you may not have as much as relaxation as you expect or that you desire. But the key point is, no matter how much or how little you start with, try to be content with it and keep your mind in the present. Keep your mind here and don't compare and don't expect. So it's easy to say, but I'll help you during the meditation how to stay in the present. We have many tools that we use to stay in the present, which is to visualize, to use the mantra. These are the two main tools that we use in our technique to keep us centered, to keep us present. But other than that, the easiest way that my master emphasizes that we need to also emphasize right now is every time you come and meditate, the main thing is just two things, is to be conscious and to be calm. Or another way to put it is to be mindful and to be relaxed together, these two things. So when we first start, please focus on simply relaxing your body. Like right now, as you're sitting in your chair or you're sitting on the sofa or anywhere in your house, wherever you may be, don't look over or don't overlook simply just adjusting your body to be relaxed. And for some of us, I see we're sitting outside, it may be a little bit chilly. So we have enough blankets, we have enough jackets to keep us warm, to keep us comfortable. And the next step is simply just to keep your mind in the present and appreciate that, okay, right now I am relaxed to a certain point. And if we don't compare to the past sessions or we don't put our mind in the future, wondering what's going to happen, what's around the corner, you're going to be able to unlock a magic inside. Just like that diamond that's in the box, the small little box. If we just stay content, our mind can also unlock this happiness, this peacefulness that's always been inside of us. But the problem is we always look for gifts on the outside, right? We go shopping, we go looking everywhere to find a gift, to find something that will make us satisfied or make us happy. But actually, we've had this amazing gift that's always been inside of us the moment we were born, which is this peacefulness and peace of mind and inner happiness that we can unlock inside of us. And it can be unlocked anytime, anywhere, as long as we just close our eyes and relax and just stay conscious and calm together during the session. Keep your mind in the present. Every second that your mind is in the present, content, patiently waiting, you're gonna enjoy every moment of your meditation. So just something to keep in mind, that we should enjoy every step of the way during our meditation. We should feel more calm, we should feel more relaxed. So it's not necessarily about getting to the destination or goal, but it's about enjoying the journey, enjoying the meditation session every step of the way. If you do it like this, your meditation is going to be very successful and smooth. And before you know it, you're going to get to that destination that you are looking for. But right now, don't focus on the destination, because that means you're not in the present. Your mind is in the future, expecting what's going to happen. So right now, bring your mind to here, to now, and just simply relax together. And I will help you in just a moment to meditate together. So hopefully you got some kind of idea but now we're going to have to put into practice to be able to master being in the present together and open that gift of happiness that's inside of us together, okay? So just before we start the meditation, I would like to invite all of us to take a moment to adjust. Those of you who are sitting at home or sitting outside, let's take a moment to adjust. And wherever you are, please feel free to move, to get ready to sit and meditate. So let's take the time to not rush. Taking the time to make sure that our body is comfortable and the position that we're sitting in is relaxing. Whether we're sitting in a chair, on the sofa, or wherever it may be, the key is to make sure that our body is relaxed first. Relaxation is the heart of meditation, because only by being relaxed and calm Can our mind truly stop and be still? So this process starts from the moment we take the time to adjust our body. So once you've found a comfortable and relaxing position, we may slowly and gently close our eyes, naturally, as if we were about to go to sleep. Because this is a time for us to relax, recharge, rest our body and our mind truly. Once we've closed our eyes, relaxingly, naturally, we can simply forget about them. Because in order to experience, in order to see in meditation, we don't need to use our eyes, but simply use our feeling of relaxation, of comfort. So let's take a moment to check our body, to relax and to release, making sure that all the muscles in our body are free from any tension or hidden stress. Even though we've meditated many times, or this is our first session, please don't overlook or rush. Take the time to check your eyes, making sure that they're relaxed, your eyebrows, as we put a small but content smile on our face, as if we are embracing and welcoming the relaxation into our body. Relaxing and releasing down our shoulders, arms, fingertips. Making sure that our back, legs, and all the way down to our toes are relaxed. You may do this just for a moment to check. And just to make sure that any hidden tension is gone, we may take a deep breath all the way in, feeling the cool and refreshing air as it fills up our body with relaxation, calm, and comfort. Even as we exhale slowly and gently, allow that relaxation and comfort to come out, to cover us like a warm, comforting blanket as we hug ourselves with relaxation and comfort, feeling relaxed within and feeling the relaxation surrounding us. Making us feel more calm, more relaxed. almost as if our body is becoming more weightless, more light, free from any tension, any tightness. Now that our body is more relaxed, our mind is beginning to follow, because the two are connected. But to help our mind to become more calm, more relaxed, we just need to put everything aside to bring our mind back to the present. There's no need to worry, to plan, because worrying about tomorrow only takes away today's peace. We have so much love to give, but it's time for us to give some of that love to ourselves, to make sure that our mind is in the present, to make sure that our mind is in the right place, to be positive, to be brighter, to help our mind to stay in the present. We can place our mind anywhere we like, whether it's at the center of our body, outside of us, using whatever method that we enjoy, that is easy for us to use, whether it's to visualize, to use a mantra. The key is to use it easily, whether we visualize the full moon, a sun, or a shining star within. We can imagine it however or wherever we like. As long as it makes us feel calm and relaxed. It's just a tool to keep us present, to keep us relaxed, helping our mind to calm down, to become more still. Or we can simply repeat in our mind the mantra, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang. Or clear and bright, clear and bright. Every time we repeat the mantra, it's like a lullaby that will cool, soothe, coax our mind back home, allowing our mind to be guided, to come back to the present, to stay in the present. Whether we use visualization or the mantra, these are just tools for us to let go, to relax, to calm down. eventually we will get to a moment or a point where we just want to do nothing and relax. This is another technique that we can use. Just follow your feeling. Allow yourself to relax, to do nothing, to let go. When you feel for yourself, when you know for yourself that's what you want to do, allow yourself to let go, to release, to stop. We will understand the words from the great meditation master. Stop is the key to success. The way to stop is simply to be relaxed, to be calm. Our mind will stop and become still on its own. Through the relaxation that we feel right now, the key is just to be content, to focus, to appreciate what we have right now, and not to worry about what's to come or what's missing. We have everything we need to succeed right now in meditation. As long as you feel calm, you feel comfortable, you feel relaxed. All we need to do is to stay patient, stay calm, naturally. Before we know it, this relaxation will begin to grow, to expand. Making us feel more and more happy. Because the gift of inner peace, the gift of happiness, of true happiness, has always been within us. The key to open that gift is simply to be content, to let go, to relax. And that gift inside will open on itself, by itself. Releasing the inner happiness, the inner brightness that has always been within us, waiting for us to look within. So let's take the time together to simply follow the feeling of relaxation. Allow it to take us within, guiding your mind, bringing our mind within. Because every second that goes by, that we feel calm, we feel relaxed, our mind is becoming more clear, more bright, more still. Before we know it, the darkness in our mind, the negativity in our mind will be replaced with happiness, calmness, and brightness. But remember, the key is to be relaxed, to be comfortable. So at any moment along the way, on our journey within, if you don't feel relaxed, you don't feel comfortable, physically or mentally, it is okay to adjust. It's okay to restart. Because the moment we adjust to be more relaxed, to be more comfortable, our meditation will begin to progress again, easier and smoother. So let's enjoy this meditation together by simply remaining relaxed, allowing that relaxation to grow. The best way to allow it is just to stay content. As long as we feel content, the relaxation will grow on its own. And through that relaxation, the clouds in our mind will disappear, revealing the full, shining moon within. Just like the full moon tonight, that shines its brightness on everything and everyone. Inside of us, we all have a happiness, a brightness that can shine, that can be unlocked within. Right now, to unlock that happiness, we already have the key. The key is just to be relaxed, to be calm, so let's enjoy this calmness, this relaxation together for a moment. Now that our mind is more still, more calm, now that our mind is at the place of peace within, you may notice that your mind is more positive, more clear, more bright. Almost as if we can feel the warmth, the brightness within, shining like a candle, or like the full moon. Just simply relaxing our body and our mind can help to remove the darkness from our mind, the negativity. And when our mind is clear and bright, positive, it will attract positive things, situations, people, opportunities into our life. That's why we like to say that when your mind is in the right place, the rest of your life will also fall into place. So now that our mind is more clear, more bright, more positive, let's take the time to spread this positivity, to spread our brightness. As if we would spread our smile. But this is our inner smile, our true smile from within, that we can spread, that we can share. The mind is a powerful thing. This positivity can be shared to our friends, to our family, to our loved ones, by simply imagining their face or their name, wishing for them to be happy, to be healthy, as well as also having the chance to come and meditate so that they can find their own inner happiness, their inner peace. We can imagine it almost as if the calm that we feel within, the relaxation we feel right now, the warmth, the brightness within us is growing, shining from within us, covering us with warmth, with happiness. As that light, as that positivity grows, covering us, expanding out of us. As it grows to our family, to our friends, to the people sitting next to you right here, or even everyone who is in the Zoom, no matter what room you may be in, no matter the differences, the distance. As we close our eyes, those distances, those differences all disappear, almost as if we are all in the same room, all in the same place, connected by this positivity, by this peace that we feel. This is how the world can become a brighter place, starting from ourself. A better you means a better world. As we spread our positivity from within to our friends, to our family, one person at a time. So let's continue to spread our positivity, our good intentions, by wishing for yourself, for your family, for your friends, wishing for them to be healthy, to be happy, to be protected from any negativity, dangers, sickness. Now that we've spent the time to spread our positivity, now that we've spent the time to light the inner peace within, light the happiness within, let's take a moment together to light the candle on the outside. as we come towards the end of this session. When you feel ready, you may slowly and gently open your eyes, opening your eyes to a more clear, more bright, and more happy world.
Thank you, Venerable. So I just wanted to give a couple of announcements before we transition back over to our teaching Venerable for Q&A. First of all, please mark your calendar for our next full moon meditation. It's going to be Monday, January 17th. Another thing is for those who aren't familiar with this yet, we do have a central website, temagayameditation.org, that you can peruse and be connected to your local center. Also, if you haven't already done so, please download MindGem. It's a great meditation app. It's got all of our teachers, or many of our teachers. It's also a great way to stay connected to our upcoming sessions, since notifications are sent every time we have a full moon meditation. So that it's a nice reminder as well. And you can also go on the website, mindgem.org, to download the app and also to look at our various centers that are local to you. In addition, if you are in California or Chicago, New Jersey, and Alabama as well, we are having live sessions at the center. For those of you living in Georgia, next month on January 5th, we'll have our first Wednesday meditation class after a year and a half. So we're really looking forward to that. And then we'll also have our next full moon meditation session at that center as well. So at this time, we'd like to ask everyone to turn on your video, if you don't mind, on Zoom. This is a great way for us to see each other and also feel connected since we're in the same room. We'd also like to take a group photo of everyone's beautiful faces. So if you can please turn on your camera for us, and then we will wrap up the session and then transition to Q&A. All right, so give it a couple of seconds here. Yeah, if you can just turn on your camera. And then we'll take a couple of shots. We hope that you all enjoyed today's meditation session with us tonight. Always super special when you're meditating under full moon. That energy is very powerful. All right, thank you so much, everyone. So actually, 5 more seconds. Okay. All right, so just wanted to let you know, this does wrap up our full moon meditation tonight. And we are going to stay on for 15 minutes for anyone who wants to listen to the Q&A. This is definitely a very, this is a good time to learn a lot of information from other people, or to share questions and listen to the answers to help motivate you to stay on your journey or inspire you. So I highly recommend people to stay on the call because you can learn a lot. But we do understand it is kind of late depending on where you're at. So feel free to log off. But for anyone else who wants to stay on, let's take this time to take advantage of our teaching Venerable Monk, Daniel, and ask him any questions that you might have with regards to the topic, which is enjoying the present, to anything having to do with your meditation, to more complicated questions that you might have about reality as you know it. This is a great time to ask our teacher, who has a lot of experience and can really help answer these tough questions we might have. So Venerable, it always takes a couple of minutes sometimes for questions to start coming through. So I always like to start off with a question if I don't see one yet. I kind of make it up on the fly. Thank you so much, Nina. Yeah, so she had a great meditation session, very peaceful. Thank you for leading the meditation. Oh, from Hawaii. We have people from Hawaii. Wonderful. That's great. So yeah, you guys, does anyone have any questions? Please feel free to ask our teacher. He's, has so much knowledge, and anything that you might have to help you be committed to your practice, from just how to stay positive to how to stay committed to your meditation practice, anything at all. This would be a great time to do it. So Venerable, I just wanted to share with you. Oh, there's a question right now. So this is from, that's a good question from Ben. And his question is, when you see a bright light, hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta go back up. When you see a bright light or rumination, what should we do? Should we just follow it?
Okay, so thank you. Thank you, everyone. Actually, I've been reading all your comments as well. As I'm very happy to see that many of us were able to have a good experience, at least to get calm, to be relaxed. That's the heart of the experience already. So if anyone got that experience, please be very happy with yourself, because that is the goal of meditation. But for Ben, when you asked, when you see the bright light, what should we do, or should we follow it? Or for any of us who may have had that experience, I don't know if anyone here has had that experience. If you could press 1 or 2, just raise your hand. But I'm sure many of us have had that kind of experience before, or even may have a similar experience when you meditate. And it's just like I mentioned when we were meditating, if you listened, is when your mind is still, every second that passes by, the negativity in our mind is disappearing, it's going away. The greed, the anger, the delusion. So just like in the sky, when it's cloudy, eventually those clouds are going to disappear, right? And it's going to have the full moon shining. So when our mind is bright, what we should do is focus on what made our mind bright. So before it became bright, what were we doing, right? So whether we were relaxing, were we just staying still, we need to focus on how we feel, not necessarily what we see. I'm not saying that what we see is bad. It's just to continue with what we're seeing, we had to stay with the feeling that created the light, or created the image that we see. But when we focus on the light and we follow it, we're going to forget the switch. We're going to forget what made that happen. So it's similar to like we're driving and you see something on the side of the road. You need to keep driving, to keep continuing your drive. It doesn't mean we stop and we look at what's on the side of the road and get out of the car and examine it, for example. So the same thing is in meditation. So please go back to what you were doing, to stay calm, to stay relaxed. And that brightness is going to change on its own. We don't need to follow it. We don't need to examine it too much. So for now, if you see something, you can acknowledge it. I'm not saying like, okay, if something happens, just completely ignore it. You can acknowledge it and then come back to being relaxed again. And that brightness will continue and grow. So hopefully that helps you, Ben, with your question. Yeah.
So Venerable, we've got Simon who's got a question. If we can spotlight him, that'd be great.
Simon?
Yes, Simon Patera. He's actually a member of our meditation session in Georgia. He's been coming for several years now. So his questions are always pretty good. So I'm looking forward to hear what he has to ask.
In the Zoom chat, or is it in a different chat?
No, it's here, Venerable. Yeah, okay. There he is.
Okay, I'll say.
Let me unmute him. Okay, there we go. Wait.
Oh,
okay, there you go.
Thank
hey,
you.
Simon. No problem.
Hey, hi, everyone. Thank you. Namasaka, Lumpi, Daniel. So I had a question. What, if you do, we're all trying to strive to, to brighten our mind, but occasionally, at least for me, I do get angry, I mean, it could be something at work, it could be a family member, especially, over here in the US, there's a lot of part of the world, there's holiday season, so you have relatives coming in, and it just sometimes certain words get thrown and you get upset, or you feel anger coming in or something. And I mean, should we chant, should we chant Sama Arahan? Should we take a step away and meditate? Like what would the Buddha do? So thank you.
Okay, a great question, Simon. Myself included, I also still get angry. We all have, if you think of it, is we're all kind of, we have I don't want to say, but it's kind of like we're sick. Our mind has this greed, anger, and delusion in our mind. We're all sick right now. So the way to deal with that sickness is by meditating often. It's like that vaccine, or it's like that medicine that's going to keep our mind more bright, more positive. So there's a couple things that I would do. The first thing is, if you find yourself getting angry easily or often, that's a big indicator to yourself that you need to increase your vaccine or increase your brightness and your positivity more, meaning that maybe your meditation time is not as much as, or not as ideal. So you can have a more higher tolerance. Everyone has a boiling point, some of us 100 degrees, some of us 1,000 degrees. So we all have a different boiling point. But when we meditate often, that boiling point gets higher, meaning that it's harder to reach. It's harder to get annoyed or angered. The more you meditate, your mind becomes higher. Your mind becomes more powerful, more positive. So things won't affect you as much. So one indirect way to deal with it, and direct way, is we need to meditate more. But in the situation of when you do feel angry and you feel resentment or something towards someone, the first thing is to kind of, as the Buddha would say, is if you hold on to anger, it's just gonna, destroy your mind and make yourself suffer first. Let's say you're angry at your family member. They may not realize it right away unless you say something or act out on it. But the first one who's burning, or the first one who is suffering, is yourself. So the moment you can let go of that anger, the quicker you're going to get better. And so in this case, in meditation, whenever we don't feel comfortable, we also reset. We open our eyes, we readjust our body, we go back into the meditation. So when you feel anger in this, you also need to reset yourself. So if you can, is take a moment to take a deep breath, bring your mind back to the present. No, right now you meditate very often, right? And do the same thing. If that time gives you, if that moment is you're available to actually bring yourself and meditate, that's one thing. The other thing is just to change the channel. Change the channel to, if you can visualize the image, like the Buddha image, the full moon, anything to take your mind off of that thing that's making you angry. So the quicker you change the channel, like you said, using the mantra or visualization, the quicker you change the channel, the better you're gonna react, the better you're gonna feel, the quicker you're gonna feel. So kind of diffusing the situation instead of escalating it. So the thing is, with problems in our life, every problem actually, or every situation, it's not, the problem isn't the problem, but our reaction is the problem. So if we react positively, the problem is going to de-escalate. But if we react negatively, we're going to increase the problem, right? It's going to escalate the problem. So hopefully that gives you some kind of idea. But the quicker you react to changing the channel, the better you're going to feel. And try to meditate more often to increase your tolerance to getting angry.
Thank you, Venerable. I think that was such a great answer. And I really like the fact that you're talking about like meditate more as a vaccine. That actually makes a lot of sense. So what I'm going to do, I hope we have enough time to answer all the questions, but I think it's fair to kind of answer questions with people who raise their hands. I just did one, and now let me go to a chat question as well, and then we'll go back to a raise hand. This is actually a very good question. Well, you know what? We already have the raise hand. So let me go ahead and let her ask her question. Then we'll go to the chat one. So, hi. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I am Shania. Okay, last time I used bucket list. And okay, Namaskar, Lung Pi Naka, and Kunbi and everybody. I have a questions like I've been struggling with the concept that I've learned from like some Instagram like positivity, like law of attraction Instagram, and it said that forgiveness does not mean reconnection. And I'm like, is it like, to what extent is it like is it true, or is it like something that like applicable? Because I also like confused, like when we forgive people, is it true that we should just like also like stay away, or should we just like reconnect with them again, like, you know, to what extent, and what should be like the ways to consider, like whether we should like befriend them again. And also like the Buddha taught about don't associate with fools. So I'm like, okay, like I'm like a little bit confused, because so I want to get advice from you. Yeah.
Great question. Shania from New Zealand, right? Or
Yeah, I live partly like sometimes in New Zealand, but right now I'm in Bangkok. Yes.
oh, okay. So there's a couple ways to go around it. I think you covered some of it already, as you said, is that it's similar to the question about anger. When the quicker we forgive, the better in theory, because, and also in practice, because the moment we forgive them it's almost like we forgive them for an apology they never gave. But the thing is, the moment we forgive, it's like we're gonna release that tension in ourself, in our mind. So it's like if we're not forgiving, it's like we're holding on to that grudge or onto that resentment or that anger, or whatever it may be. So the moment we let go, our mind's gonna be free again. Our mind's gonna have a chance to be happy again. So it's very important to practice forgiveness, even though it may be hard in the beginning, I know. But the moment we forgive, try to think of it as who's going to benefit first is you. So maybe they may not know we forgive them, but that doesn't matter. At least we know we forgive them. And how we should reconnect with them depends on, as you said, is if we reconnect with them and we aren't strong enough to be around them yet, meaning our own positivity. What the Buddha meant by don't associate with fools is a general rule. It's a good rule to follow, because when you associate yourself with fools or with people who are negative, they tend to bring you back to negativity. They tend to attract you to negativity. But the only exception to that rule is if you are more positive and your influence impacts them to be more positive. Meaning that if you are confident that your positivity is gonna rub off on them, like make them better, then okay, you should reconnect with them. But if you feel like you're not strong enough yet, that's fine. Make yourself stronger, make yourself better first. Love yourself first, and then once you love yourself enough and you're positive for yourself, then you can go and reconnect with them and try to make them more positive. But only then, only when you're confident that their influence isn't going to make you more negative, but your positivity is going to make them more positive. Okay.
Thank you, Venerable.
We-
Thank you for asking the question. So, Venerable, there's a really good question from the chat that I'd like to bring to your attention. And this is actually kind of one of the questions I had, if no one had a question, so it works out really nicely. The question is, how can we focus on the present if our realities get in the way? If there are obstacles or bad experiences, how can we get rid of the feelings and focus on the present? That is such a great question.
Yes.
That's the question I had, but not like in that much detail. So
it takes practice. The first thing is, to put it simply, is that it comes from meditating often. It's one of the byproducts, or one of the benefits of meditation, is it helps you to stay present, even in situations that are chaotic or negative, right? If you think of it like a boat, how can a boat float surrounded by water? Because it doesn't let the water in. It can still float. So our mind is the same thing. If you let the negativity in, you're going to feel negative. It's just going to compound. But if you like I said, with the anger question is if you meditate often, your mind is going to be more strong and it's going to be able to block out that negativity, those negative obstacles, those bad experiences easier. So the first way is just we need to practice meditation more to be able to be present during our meditation. And when we first start out, we can only stay present for a couple seconds, a couple minutes. But as we are consistent in our practice, we're going to be able to stay present more often in our meditation. And that habit of staying present in your meditation is going to carry out to your daily life, into your everyday life. So when you encounter bad situations or bad realities, everyone's going to encounter a bad day, but we can't change the bad day, but we can change our attitude to that day. We can change our perspective of that day. So like the problem can either become worse by us being more negative, or we can find a solution. So it's similar to like if your mind is clear and bright, you'll be able to see the positive. You'll be able to overcome the obstacles in your life, the bad experiences easier. So it comes from practice of meditation. And throughout the day, if you find yourself focusing on bad or obstacles, again, it's about changing the channel and coming back to the positive, bringing your mind back, centering your mind again, taking a mindful moment and resetting your mind to try to be more calm, to more positive. And when your mind is more calm, more positive, and you try again, you're going to be able to see the way out of the problem, see the way out of the obstacle.
So in other words, it's pretty much changing your perception, right? Because even in a bad situation, if you realize whatever good came out of it, the experience or whatever lesson it is, because that's what happens, then you find positivity in that. Correct, Pete?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. So I'm so sorry we didn't get to all the questions, Venerable. We had like several questions on the chat and a couple of people raising their hands, but I'm so glad that the questions kept flowing. I have a copy of it set aside so we can always bring it up in the future. But at this time, it is past our wrap-up time at 10:15. So let us all receive a blessing from our teaching Venerable.
Sape Buddha Balapata Sapa Buddha Nupavena Sapa Dhamma Nupavena Sapa Sangha Nupavena. By the power of the goodness and by the merit that we have done, by the positivity that we have done in this meditation, in every session that we have done, all the positive things we have done in our life and in the past, may be able to still our mind, may be able to attain the inner peace within easily, be able to stay healthy, to be successful in everything we do. May we be able to continue our progress in meditation easily until we attain the utmost of inner peace and the Dhammakaya within.
Thank you, Venerable. Namaskaran. Bye, everyone. Please don't forget to join us for our next full moon meditation on January, what was it, 15th?
So for all the questions, if you could save them and maybe for the next session, try to answer them quicker.
I'm sorry, January 17th. Yes, I have them all on a notepad, Venerable, so I'll keep it in handy for the next time. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Namaskaran, peace.
Now is the end of the dream. Begin your reality here. No need for soldiers in this world, no war forevermore. When the war in our mind is ended, there'll be no need for the big room. There'll be no need for meetings or talks. Everyone close your eyes. Without thoughts, without talk, do nothing, do nothing. Only be still, relax, relax. Imagine the sun at your center. When the war in our mind is ended, there'll be no need for the big room. There'll be no need for meetings or talk. Everyone close your eyes. Be relaxed and relax. Do these things at all times. Soon we'll reach satisfaction. We won't need anything. Feel love and kindness for all. Joy to the world night and day. World peace begins with peace in our mind. In this simple way. World peace begins with peace in our mind. In this simple